Have you ever seen those photos of old abandoned playgrounds? Animal figures all faded and warped. Creepy stories to go with them. There's something about a fresh new playground, silent and still, that's worse.
Ice cream! Get your ice cream here. Soft serve, banana split, trinkets to ward off the madness, anyone? They're all magic and they're all cheap. Ma'am, how about a talisman for the little one?
Whee!
Hey, mister. Are you looking for someone? Mister? What are you doing? No! No! Help! Help!
have it? Keep your voice down, idiot. Yeah, I have it. What do you have?
Lorazepam. Here, look. 24 doses, and it's popular already. It wasn't my fault! It was him! He followed us here!
Coward! Damn you, I should have known! All you ever do is run!
Salma, wait! This isn't you, it's that thing. It's still active, you know that! Salma! Salma, no!
Do you think she wanted to do that, or did she, in the moment between breaths, simply forget that she didn't? It's still active. That's what he said. Whatever happened to everyone is still happening.
Corporal Bodrov built defenses. Corporal Bodrov addressed the unrest. Up yours, Sarge. You got what was coming to you, and I didn't even have to do it myself.
Never paid this Arturo guy any mind. Just another shit stain with nothing to trade. Now Andropov's giving him his own tent because he found something to trade with? Me? Says he knows where the guns came from, but does he? Oh, you're in trouble, kid. September 12th. I'm stuck. Andropov is expecting me to talk, and I keep stalling him. He's been giving me food, good food, and as soon as he has my testimony, that stops. And what about the trinket salesman? Does he know? Oh God, what do I do?
There's a story about a man who sold his mouth so he could afford to eat. A victim complex is a warm and comfortable paralytic. The 4 founders, 5 actually, but one of them only left their shoes. They built Chernos to be a Carthage of industry and progress, and invited people from all over the world to come join them. Then they had a falling out, and the rest is muddled history.
Drugs and weapons. Pills, needles, powders, uppers, downers, sheaves and switchblades. We've been confiscating this stuff for a long time now, but more of it keeps finding its way in. I can't help but wonder if there's a central supplier.
They hate us. When we first came marching in, I think most of them were relieved. Then we had to stockpile the food so we could ration it. Then we had to crack down on dissent before it could take root. Now, they hate us. And who could blame them?
When there was still some semblance of order, his platoon was assigned to a roadblock on the Chernosk Highway. The evacuation was to be orderly. As the lines grew longer, panic became anger. The cars are still there, a memorial to the greater good.
How do you figure the Sarge keeps coming up with this stuff?
Says he's tracking down hidden stashes. Do you care?
No, not really.
People are disappearing. Too many to ignore, too quietly to have left. The soldiers say they haven't seen anything, but what if it's connected to the deaths? Darwaza, Pavel, the girl. Everything's coming apart and there's something I'm not seeing.
The team we sent down into the culverts report they have found a number of machines and electronic devices that could be salvaged, along with spools of copper wire and extra fuses. Perhaps we can finally boost the radio signal and reach someone.
You had a lot of enemies here, people who hated you. Maybe I did too. But now, I'm just sorry it had to end this way. It was one of mine who shot you, I don't doubt it. So I'm sorry, Sergeant, for that, if nothing else. I feel like I'm on the verge of understanding, but that might just be wishful thinking. I should take stock of the evidence. So much death. Darwaza was shot by a civilian, I'm sure of it. Had nothing to do with Pavel, but the guns are the exact same model. A military model. But why supply the civilians? Unless that was never the intention. Then who could trade for them? They call me liaison. Tells me I'm important for the relations here between them and my people. My people. Drafted most of my officers too. Sold them some story about restoring order. I really thought we had something here.
It's a powerful compulsion, the why. These are the questions that drove Andropov on, even more so than the who. Why would someone want to hurt us? Why these people? Why now? Why am I the only one who cares?
Dear Mr. Andropov, I am writing this letter on behalf of everyone here in Atlas Park. We would just like to say thank you. Thank you for everything you have done. When we left the shelter, we didn't know what to do. And suddenly, you were there.
He caught a serial killer as his first assignment on the job. The murders were brutal, and the case became an obsession for our friend Andropov. He met the families of each victim in turn, and the atrocities that would have hardened others made his heart soft instead.
Be advised. Systems operation compromised. Security lockdown protocol in effect.